It is not uncommon for a human being to go through a difficult time. Many times in our lives, we face a problem that hinders our emotional well being. In a reasonable amount of times throughout those periods, we may be facing interpersonal problems that abide in our life moment to moment. It is not hard to identify the multitude of things that can happen to a person as he sails through the open ocean called life. You can go from losing a loved one, experiencing a financial issue, or even health related problems, as well as heartbreaks and mental suffering that lasts indefinitely. The amount of people who are subject to loss or calamities within their lifetime is almost in its 100%. Because of the unpredictability of life, we may be facing either a small or a huge problem that appears in our vision like a thunderbolt out of nowhere. Hence, it is quite important to find the right attitude to win through the negative situations. We might not be in control, and we might be passengers on a roller coaster ride, but what we do really have in control is our reaction and our non reaction to the highs and the lows that cluster inside our mind. We might not be the writers of our circumstances, but our attitude toward the experiences we live by is indeed our destiny. And that attitude we show is the fate that lies on our hands. We can choose to view life's problems as a nuisance that we just need to overbear, or we can choose to observe the storm without getting wet. And here is how to prevail through hardships, through the scope of spirituality. Whenever we encounter hardship, our ego goes into fight or flight mode. Because we feel challenged, we react with aversion. By introspective mindfulness, we realize that the reason we suffer is more as a result from this thing called aversion, rather than the situation itself. When we reject an inevitable issue arising, we create aversion within ourselves. This aversion grows bigger the more we feed it with thoughts of helplessness and denial. We cannot deny that life is not an easy road. Hence, the sooner we come to the understanding that unhappiness is inevitable, we will make room for acceptance. And this acceptance is the foundation of a calm mind. When we accept life with whatever it brings, we make problems our own guests. Since we would never guest an unfamiliar person in our home, which is our mind, in the same way we would seize the unfamiliarity and the suffering we produce whenever we face a trouble. Once you make suffering familiar to your soul, instead of a heart-wrenching experience you so desperately fight, when you do that, you will find acceptance, and this acceptance will lessen your suffering. With acceptance, there is room for mindfulness. Once you become aware of whatever you're going through that is hurting you, you open the door to your inner peace. Start by gently becoming aware of all the sensations and the thoughts and the feelings that arise in your body and your mind, especially the uncomfortable ones, and quickly tune into your thoughts and listen to your inner dialogue. Listen so that you can find the root of your suffering. If you are like me, you will notice thoughts such as, why me? Why is this happening? This is so hard. I wish I could end this suffering and escape it. As you notice those thoughts, do not fight them. Simply become aware and accept them for who they are. Do not become involved with those thoughts. Simply give them space to do what they do. It is inevitable for the mind to conjure such thoughts since our brain is designed to push the pain away for survival reasons. Now, if you wait enough with patience and equanimity, those thoughts will arise and pass, and you will wake up to a beautiful understanding that those thoughts are not you. They are merely sensations that come and go, like clouds in the sky. Once you awaken to that realization, you will see that it's all transient and everything you're going through will pass. While you are gently calming down from the turmoil of your inner suffering, make an intention to not react to whatever you're going through. Do not wish it away and do not resist it either. Simply notice the distance between you and those problems. Become the observer. With equanimity, you will come to the realization that your mind is strong and stronger than you thought it was. Because when we remind ourselves of the transient nature of reality and when we not attach our idea that we will go through problem endlessly, we start seeing that our fears and issues are less intimidating. And as a result, we will develop calmness and fortitude of the mind, which will give us strength to tackle problems with spiritual detachment. Now, of course, I'm not saying to suppress your emotions. I cannot make that choice for you. All I'm giving you is the tool to stay equanimous, calm, and stoic against the storms of life. Because we identify with our thoughts, we form attachments to our emotions. And when we are attached, we are not seeing the nature of reality from an objective point of view. Change is the only mortal among a world full of mortal forms. When we embrace change, we release attachment to ourselves and others. In that manner, we enter the space of non judging, which neutralizes all negativity, whether external or internal. Such neutrality, coupled with patience, are two wings of detachment. Detachment will give you insight to the nature of your being and the outside world. A lotus does not grow because of the mud, but rather because of its purity and serene nature that it manages to grow through mud. Likewise, strive for calm mind through meditation and mindfulness. They will teach you detachment, and that detachment will help you grow through your suffering. And keep in mind that stars do not shine because of darkness, but rather because of their light. The darkness merely makes them visible. Similarly, your growth won't be as a result of suffering, but rather from the inner strength that is waiting to be uncovered from within you. Thank you for watching.